Hello there, welcome to my first video on this channel. My name is CE Withrow. That's a pen name, but we're gonna stick with it. And this is my new Authortube tag. I will link below the original. My dog is watching me very intently right now talk to this camera because she is right behind the camera. So she's probably going to jump on me at some time. Who knows, will Shakespeare attack me? It's gonna be a probably. Alright, starting off strong, what's your book's pitch? I currently am in the query trenches for the first book that I've written, named Generation A, and I'm just starting to write another project while I'm querying called either There's a Daisy or Daisy Plucked. I haven't decided on the title yet. So I'm just gonna give you both those pitches because I'm indecisive. So for Generation A, Brooklyn Vine is a member of Generation A, a government accident that resulted in superpowered kids across the nation. On a field trip away from the small city designed for Gen A families in upstate New York, 17-year-old Brooklyn is dared to sneak off and discovers what really happens to Gen A kids that don't do what they're told. With the help of the only one crazy enough to believe her, her nemesis Sylvia, the girls begin to wind a path through the truths that they once thought to be conspiracy theories. Do I think that's a very strong pitch? No. Do I think I can make a better one? Also no. It's hard because it's the first book of a trilogy, so in my head I'm thinking of all the themes over 3 books and trying to sum it up in like just where this one starts, but then it's hard. Anyways, the other book that I'm writing right now, I'm honestly so excited about this. I think that this project is a lot more commercial. My dog is just sniffing behind the camera. She's like, "Are you about to talk about your Hamlet retelling? My name is Shakespeare, I must sniff." This book that I'm currently working on, I honestly am kind of obsessed with this pitch. I'll be right up front with it. Daisy's on again, off again girlfriend Hannah just killed herself. As if that's not bad enough, Hannah's supposed ghost has just shown up and told Daisy that she was actually murdered and asked Daisy to solve the crime. A modern, woman-loving woman retelling of Hamlet that centers Ophelia. So I think that that's exciting, and I know that like Shakespeare retellings are every time I say Shakespeare, my dog picks her head up. Why did I do this? I think Shakespeare retellings are kind of big right now because These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong. Next question is, if you were an author, how would you pitch yourself? As we just saw, I'm bad at pitches, but here we go. An aspiring author lives alone with her dog and plucks away trying to improve herself and her craft while balancing a post-pandemic social life, a full-time job, and too many hobbies. Question 3, what do you usually write? I like doing mostly YA or like a little bit new adult, and I like to have some sort of like speculative fiction element to it, like either some sci-fi or some fantasy element, but I don't like it to be like hard sci-fi, high fantasy. I'm never gonna write really that kind of a book, but I like there to be a fantastic element to it, like a ghost, but you're not sure if it's really a ghost or just she's crazy. Or in Generation A, you know, government experiment gone wrong, superhero kids. Love that. And the next question is, what will you never write? Here's the thing. I saw this question and I watched one Authortube tag and I wasn't all the way done with it, and I was like, oh, this is great, I'm gonna do this for myself, like while I was still watching it. And so I answered this question before I saw how other people were writing their answers to this question. Other people were like, I'll never write horror because that's not really my vibe, or like, I'll never write children's books. And I literally just wrote, I will never write a straight main character, and I think that's there's enough of them out there. The straights have got their hands full with representation, so let's get a little spice in the publishing industry. Although there is a lot more spice as of late. I'm constantly excited by all the queer books that I'm seeing on shelves. I'm staring at One Last Stop right now on my nightside stand that I'm reading when I have time at night. So yeah, all of my books forever will be gay. Okay, question 5. What is your goal for starting an Authortube? I just got into watching Authortubes a couple weeks ago, but I've always loved YouTube. I've been making videos on my personal main account. My real name is Kat DeLoss. I use a pen name because DeLoss is not said like it's spelled, and it grinds my gears, and Withrow is my grandma's maiden name. So another thing is that when I'm going down the traditional publishing path, so I want there to be kind of stuff that's like, oh, see, Withrow is a real person, even if they don't have any social media or anything. My goal for Authortube is to get more inspiration, keep myself inspired. I found that making content around something helps me feel more engaged with it. So connecting with other authors, creating more content for other authors, I just find it really inspiring, and it makes me think in new different ways, like answering these questions, just things I hadn't thought of. I also love documenting my journeys. I love being able to watch old videos or TikToks, look at old Instagram posts and think about where I was at that time versus where I am now. So to be able to do that specifically with my writing journey, as I'm currently at the very beginning of trying for traditional publishing path, I think will be great. I love to see it. So the next question is, what made you want to start writing? And honestly, I've been writing since I was a kid. I recently found an old bio that I was sending out when I was sending short stories and some poetry for publication that said that I made up a lie to blame my brother for something when I was a kid, and I've been writing ever since. And I'm like, that's a lie. Why did I put that in a bio? I just have been writing ever since I was a kid. I've always loved writing stories. I used to really be into make-believe when I was a kid and creating like elaborate plot lines for make-believe stories. It wasn't like I'm the mom and these are my babies. It was like I am a single mother because my husband was killed in the war. Like it was never just a straightforward story. It was always this and this and this. And then I kind of started, the first book that I ever wrote, I don't think I finished it, but it was about a game that me and my friends played in recess in like 4th grade about fairies. I found it on my family computer. It's something. Maybe I'll do a reaction video to that because it's something. But yeah, I've just always loved writing stories. Recently, I kind of got into a big writing kick. I started writing my first novel last August after I finished grad school, and I just had kind of more freedom in my creative output because I no longer had to devote it to papers. Now it's just all marketing copy. Anyways, so I had like a little bit more freedom with what I wanted to do, and I got back into writing. Over the course of my college and grad school years, I improved my writing craft and my plotting and my planning a lot. So I feel like I'm finally at a place where there's these ideas that I've had for years bubbling around in my head. I finally can write them and do justice to them the way that I have always envisioned. So I'm just really excited to be able to write books that I feel proud of, as opposed to books that I look back at and I go, oh, sweet angel, you tried. You know what I mean? I feel like I can finally write what I want to write at the level I want to write it at. Next question, what's your publishing path? I already mentioned this, but I'm at the start of my traditional publishing journey. I would rather do traditional publishing at this point than self-publishing. Maybe that'll change one day, but my big goal is to have a book traditionally published. Ideally, I want to be a career author, so probably lots of books traditionally published. Next question, what content do you bring to the Authortube table? I haven't seen, maybe these exist and I just haven't seen them. I haven't seen a ton of Authortubers who have full-time jobs and write. Like I've seen a lot of students, a lot of people who I don't do freelance maybe, or just don't talk about their jobs. So one thing that I found kind of difficult in my authoring life is balancing a full-time job along with trying to write every day or edit every day or query every day, do something writing related every day. So I want to make more content kind of like that, of how to make time for writing, how to include writing sessions in your day. And I think that I'll also just bring my lovely personality. And I have a really cute dog. She's very key to my author journey. She's finally fallen asleep, so I will not be calling for her, but you'll see her. Next question, what's your biggest writing struggle? Like I said, finding time to write. I struggle a lot because if I try to write too late in the day, I just fall asleep while I'm writing, or I just start writing literal gibberish. So finding time when I'm engaged enough to sit down and write is a struggle for me, especially I don't have diagnosed ADHD, but I probably, based on family history and symptoms, probably have a little bit of ADHD. So finding time to sit down and write and not distract myself before I get to that point is difficult for me. Next question, what's my biggest writing skill? I think that it's my characters and how I develop them and make them feel like real people that you could, you know, run into on the street. I say that, and then one of the things I got back from a query was literally, I don't connect with the characters. 5 pages of a book. How are we gonna connect that quick? Anyways, I really love crafting characters who have like a realistic backstory, who really you can relate to and feel their struggles and go along with their struggles with them. So I think that's one of my biggest strengths. Okay, so the next question is, if you're new to Authortube, what's your biggest Authortube question? And mine is how does like being a good author contribute to making good content? And like, can you make good content if your writing craft isn't where you want it to be? How do you keep finding new interesting content? That's really my main question. That's something I struggled with. Like I said, I have like a main person. I don't post on that anymore. I haven't posted there since like last fall. But yeah, how do you find like new, because there's only like so many writing vlogs you can do. There's only so many tips videos you can do, stuff like that. So how do you find new stuff to do? Brains have brains. Next question, are you looking for any new channels to follow, betas, critique partners, or other types of writer buddies? If so, tell us about them. Yeah, like I said, I've only been in the Authortube community for a couple of weeks watching content and stuff, so I'd love more people to follow. I would love to connect with people, do some like betaing for each other, some critique partnering. I would love to do that. So comment below if you want to do a little tradesy. Yeah, I have a master's in English, so I'm smart. I promised. I taught freshman comp once, so I know how to edit definitely for grammar, and then I think I'm pretty good at plots and characters and stuff like that. What are you most excited for this new start on Authortube? I'm honestly just excited to feel excited to make videos and to share this journey that I'm going along with and be able to look back at this journey. I'm just really excited about it. I love watching these kind of videos, and so throwing my hat in the ring feels exciting. So thanks for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you got to know me a little bit. I hope you enjoyed my light up C. Should I get a C and an E? Should I get a W? That would really confuse anyone who doesn't know my pen name. I'm C, and I'll see you later. Even my dog looked at me bad for that one. Let's just be cute with the dog for a second. Say bye-bye. Shakespeare, can you say bye-bye? Can you say bye? Bye. Bye.